So, you're doing a kiddie play. You're French, so you get that word means like equalizing. What you're trying to do is you're trying to equalize or balance both sides of the arrow. Okay? I'm just writing your first question out. Okay. The only thing that we're working with or changing is the numbers. The only thing you really want to look at is the exposant, the little numbers, okay? The soluble, gazer, accurate, those things, they don't really matter right now. That's not what you're focusing on, okay? And you can't change anything, like you can't put magnesium somewhere else or something. The only thing you're changing is the numbers, okay? Basically the easiest way to do this, eventually you make it so good you can do it in your head, but first try it out with this table. What we're going to do is we're making a table. You have one side of the arrow on the other, and the other side of the arrow on the other. Okay, so we're going to go through this process together. Okay, so on one side, you see there's only 1 mg. If there's no number, then it's only 1. So, un magnesium, so un côté. And then the other side, it's the same thing. Il y a seulement un. But this is where they screw you over. This is what the problem is. It's not really that big of a problem, but yeah. Over here, there's 2 O's because it's O2. Okay, so it's 2 O's. But then on the other side, it's only 1 O. That's where the problem is you want both of the elements to be equal on both sides. You always want the same amount of everything on each side, okay? So the way that you change that and you affect that is we put a 2 in front. So here, because magnesium and oxygen are put together in a equation or whatever, a mélange, composé? I don't know. They're together here, okay? They're separate here, but they're together here. Anyways, so we're going to put a 2 over here. You put the 2 in front. And that 2, because magnesium and oxygen are together now, affects both magnesium and oxygen. So now it's 2 O's on each side, but now also it means there's 1 magnesium on one side and 2 magnesium on this side. See? See now? 2 magnesium, 1 magnesium. But that's easy to fix as well. All you gotta do is you gotta put a 2 over here. 2. So now you have 2 magnesiums here, 2 magnesiums here, 2 oxygens here, 2 oxygens here. And you are finito. Okay, but that's really easy, I'm sorry. It doesn't stay that easy. So we're gonna go to D now. Because that is one where it gets more difficult. So CH4 plus O2G. Arrow. CO2G plus H2O. Water. Okay. We got this. Let's do the table. Okay. Another thing. So this is like CO2, you know, that's carbon dioxide, right? And you may think that like CO, they're one thing here, and like C4 is one thing. But you're looking at the C and the 4 separately, and here you're looking at the C and the O separately. So this 2 only affects the O. It's O2, not CO2 or C2, even though that's how it reads. I'm probably really just confusing you more. I'm just gonna walk through you with this. Okay, the number, the little number, if there's a little number, it affects only the letter that it is beside. Okay. Unless there's parenthesis and then it gets all different, and I'll teach you that one next. Okay. Anyways, let's get to this question. Okay, so 1C here. There's 1C on one side. C. 1C on the other side. Next. Sadly, they don't stay that easy. Here, there's 4H. But then on the other side, H2O. So there's 2H. Okay, cool. Next, there's 2O. And then, O's always screw you over. This was the one thing that I did have troubles with. I didn't realize that, okay, here, you know how there's O2 here and O on its own there? I only looked at, like, the numbers, so I thought, like, O2, O2, oh, they're equal. No. Because there's O2 here, but there's also an O, it means that on this side, there are 3 O's, okay? So, if there's more than one of an element written, like, if magnesium is written twice on one side of the arrow, then you have to add them together because, like I said, you're always trying to equalize the amount of elements on each side of the arrow, okay? So, on this, the one side, there's 2 O's, but then on the other side, there are 3 O's. So this is what our table looks like. We have to fix this, and we have to fix this, and this will probably get screwed up in the balance. So, bear with me, because I actually, I didn't do this beforehand, so I'll just be kind of trying to figure this out as I go along. Okay, so, first thing I guess we should change is the H's. You want to make the H2 turn into an H4. So how do you make 2 turn into 4? You multiply it by 2. So let's put a 2 in front. So now we've got a 2 in front of the H2O. So that means now there are 4 H's. And there is also, that means there's also now O2. So that means there's also 4 O's. Okay. I need a pen because this pink just makes things confusing. Oof. Okay, now my 4 looks like an H. Okay, whatever. I'm sorry, that doesn't make any sense at all, okay? But now, because you put a 2 in front of here, it affects both the H and the O. So now there are 4 O's, 4 H's, and here there's 4 H's, but only 2 O's. So you have to affect the O on that side. So it's actually not that hard. Never mind. So you just put a 2 in front of the O2. So then now there's 4 O's on that side. Right? I really hope I'm right and I'm not just screwing this up. Okay, so let's go through this. 1C, 1C. 4H, 4H, because 2, 4. 4 O's, O2, 4. 4 O's. Yes. So that's how you do that. Oh, the last thing, like I said, that gets confusing is, I think the very last question. I gotta go on Facebook again to look at it. Okay, on your last question, F, it has, N-O, accurate. Okay, So I'm just looking at this because this is the part that's confusing. Okay, so that looks like an H, but it's an N. I hope you know it's an N. Okay. So here there's parentheses, which means now the O still the 3 still only affects the O. Oh, you can't see because of light. This 3 still only affects the O, not the N. But this 2, because there's parentheses, the 2 goes to both the O and the N. Okay. So now, this isn't just O3. This is O6, because 3 times 2. And this isn't just N, it's N2. Okay? So when there's parentheses, the number after the parentheses affects both. It affects the whole thing. Okay? So remember that. If you have any other questions, ask me. But if you don't, that's great. So basically, remember, just equalizing, balancing out, making the same amount of elements on both sides of the arrow. Okay? Good luck, babe, and call me or text me or whatever with any of your questions, because I probably didn't cover everything, but I hope I did. Wow, this is 11 minutes. Bye, babe. Love ya.